Welcome to Analytics with Nags. And this is the first video in 2024, and I'm going to actively post more videos in this year. The first video I'm going to talk about is Model Explorer in Power BI. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon for notification. Let's begin. So Model Explorer, what it is? Basically, Model Explorer contains a lot of internal things, right? So when you create a Power BI model, you will have a lot of internal things like relationship, roles, tables, measures. These are more or less fundamental things that most of them are aware. On top of that, there is other internal things like calculation groups, cultures, perspectives. These can be created outside Power BI model using external tools. So those things can be viewed. So basically what the Model Explorer is like anatomy of your Power BI model. The whatever internal things specific to this model, you can view it in this view, and you can able to manage it. Not everything, few of the things, as I said, cultures, perspectives can be edited or managed outside Power BI using the external tools as of now. Maybe sooner or later Power BI will make you to edit inside the Power BI as well. That's later part of the story. Let's try to understand each one of them. What are those, and what is use of this, and when to use this. Before beginning our session, this channel contains a free content that covers Power BI, SQL Server, and MS BI. Utilize this free content, share this channel with your friends and colleagues. So let's begin. I'm in Power BI now, and this is the model view, and you can see there is no model view, that is Model Explorer, available. In order to enable it, go to options, settings, options, and still it is in preview mode. I have a latest version that is December 2023. Right now you need to check this box, Model Explorer and calculation group authoring. Click on it. Then obviously once you enable it, you need to close and reopen it again. Let's do that. I'm opening the file again. You need to bear with me for a few seconds. Let it open. There you go. I just opened the Power BI. I need to reopen the file that I have prepared for the demo. Okay, last time when I used the Model Explorer, I mean the modeling view, I didn't find that Model Explorer. Now once we enabled and re-enabled again, I mean reopened the file again, we have this Model Explorer. That's it. So you got the Model Explorer now. Now let me go through one by one. What is the calculations group? So we have a measure here. Usually I had made calculation groups video as well, but for making this entire covering all the parts in the semantic group, I will repeat right now what is the calculation group is all about. So you have a quantity, sales, and tax measures. I mean these are the different measures, right? So for each thing, usually we repeat certain time intelligence functions like a YTD of quantity, YTD of sales. So now let's say YTD of quantity, MTD of quantity, sales MTD, sales QTD, tax QTD, tax MTD. Confusing, right? I mean it is a tongue twister. So let's say I am creating MTD YTD like that. It will keep on growing, so it will be end up in 20 30 measures for if you have a 3 to 4 measures. So instead of that, I create some kind of function kind of thing, right? Let's say what I'm trying to convey is like you create only once the YTD, what should be done, then I can use any of the measures. That's what make it simplified. So I'm creating YTD, and the formula for YTD is total YTD, and selected measure I will use dates, dim date dot full date alternate key dot date. Okay, there you go. Then similarly I will create quickly MTD. You can keep on creating QTD, whatever it is, for time saving purpose. I'm not repeating the QTD right now. Let me just create only two measures here, two calculation group members. So full alternate date key dot date. There you go. Then I can keep this column name as time intelligence, maybe. That's it. Okay, I can go back over here. Let me take a new table. So I use QTD, quantity here, and I can see here what I need is, let me use full date alternate key. I need year as well as month. There you go. So you have a quantity here, and you got all the values right for each month. I want MTD as well as YTD as well. For that, just you can use instead of this table, I'm going with matrix table right now. I can use this time intelligence functions here. So I don't need to create multiple measures over here. I created only one calculation group that contains MTD YTD values. So when I expand it, I get MTD as well as YTD here. Let me slightly increase the value so that others can easily see it. Now this is for the quantity. What about I want to use for sales amount? Just copy and paste. I just copied and pasted. Instead of quantity, I use the sales amount. There you go. So the same calculations, that is MTD YTD, can be used by different measures. You define the calculation once, then any measures can be used. That is the advantage of calculation group. I hope you are clear about this calculation group. If you still need to understand thoroughly, I have created another video. I will share it in a link that you can click. And cultures is something like language, right? Different language that you wish to see your data. It's not actually the data, the description of it. Let's say you have this sales amount, right? The sales amount can be displayed in your own language, whatever language you prefer. I belong to India, so I can have a Hindi or Tamil or Telugu, whatever local language they speak, and I used Hindi here. So how you can create this one? It's using the external tools. So how you need to install it is external tool. That is also, I have made other videos, you can check in my channel playlist. So basically, if you go here and right click new translation, I already created Hindi. If you want some other language, let's say you want to create Arabic or Egypt, something like that, you can create, then you can have that translation here. The important step over here is, let's go for a particular column, let's say quantity. Here you need to provide that particular name in other language. Let's say what is the quantity in Arabic and Hindi, you can mention it here. That is how you can translate the description or the metadata of it. The data won't be, so let's go to Google Translate. Quantity to quantity in Hindi. So it's matra and quantity in Arabic. Come here. So I can take a copy of this. So let me put value here, matra, and for Arabic I can use this. So these are the one-time activity once you create the model. Like once you create what is the quantity, this is the Arabic equivalent, this is the Hindi equivalent, and this is the quantity. I mean, this is the same. Even you do not choose anything, that will be shown as a quantity here. So translation is like you want to show this metadata, that is sales, quantity, or any other column. Even you choose for the standard cost, you can choose it for Arabic, Hindi. What is the, instead of standard cost, what should be showed in as in local language or your preferred language? That is what translation is all about. So this is nothing but cultures. Okay, so just save this one. How you can view this, I will show it at the end of the video. Once I publish, this can be viewed only in the services. So now you got another language. Basically this is what the culture is all about. Measures, you always seem to be the explicit measures. One point I forgot to mention is like once you click on the semantic model, there is something like discourage implicit measures, right? This should be enabled to improve the performance. Basically implicit measures are nothing but once you have a model, right, or the tables, when this is disabled, discourage implicit measure, you can see here. Okay, I think we need to remove that calculation group, then only it will be enabled. So basically once you create a calculation group, this will be enabled. So let me go one step back. So as soon as you import any tables, there will be a summation symbols, right? So that is called your implicit measure. We need to disable that. So come to this model, discourage implicit measure. Yes, when you enable this one, all these summation measures will go away, but still it will, by default it will not be creating as a implicit measures. That is the only point, but still you can use this one. Still its aggregation remains the sum. You can use it as part of the chart as well. That is the whole concept of this. So this will definitely improve the performance in terms of while using it as a filters. So this is one of the option I want to highlight. So measures, obviously we need to create the explicit measures. That's what I meant. Going to perspective. So perspectives are nothing but a subcube, or what do you call it, as semi model, we can say. You have a lot of tables over here, right? 5 to 6 tables, and you want to create subgroup of it, then you can keep it as a perspective. This can be expanded to, like, you have a huge model, but you want to share it with your sales team with only 3 tables that are specific or useful to the sales team. Excuse me. So, and same model can be shared with the CRM department, and they can use other set of tables or measures, a combination of tables and measures. So those can be created here, that can be shared with your user. How you can share it? This is not kind of a security thing for sure. This is kind of a usability thing. I will demonstrate in the services once I publish it. Let's try to create a perspective right now, then you will understand. So as I said before, cultures and perspectives can be created only in the tabular editor. Let's go and create the perspectives in the tabular editor again. So over here, right click on the model, create new perspective. I can say product perspective, and then customer perspective, and just creating randomly. It can be anything of your choice. So go to this table and then go to this product. I want to enable 3 to 4 columns in this perspective, that is product perspective, and then I will enable all the 3 meshes. Show in perspective product. Then I will go to customer perspective. So here I will say gender, first name, show in perspective customer, and then in the customer I will also enable calendar year. Okay, and I will enable all these 3 meshes. Show in perspective customer. So basically this product will have only product and the meshes. This customer will have a customer and a date, year column from the date, and the 3 meshes. This is the overall perspective of it. So you created instead of the entire model shown to the user, I mean the user can able to use this perspective. That's what I'm going to demonstrate once I publish it. So we have created perspective right now. Let's save this. So this is about perspective. Relationship, roles and tables are pre-exist, basically like relationships or whatever you create, one to many, many to one. So we have discussed a lot about this. Roles are nothing but your manage roles. That is, once you create a roles, let's say I think there is a customer, and do we have an email for him? Email address, let's say user principal name. So this is called what do you call RLS, right? So row level security, you are restricting the data for that role. So you will get this role. This is what RLS are nothing but roles here, managed roles. Then tables are similar to whatever you see here, the list of tables, but the difference is, as I said before, it is the anatomy of your model, right? So inside each table, what other things happen? It contains 3 columns. If it contains hierarchies, it contains a partition. So you can also create a partition part. I will take it later. That is a separate topic, how you can create a partitions for tables. So this information, detailed informations, you can able to see it here. So this is all about your semantic model or model explorer. These are the different options available in your model explorer. Let's try to explore this cultures as well as perspectives in this Power BI services. Let me publish this report, and then we can go to the services and explore each options right now. So let me publish this one. I'm going to this report. Okay, it is successful. Okay, as I said before, let's say like I've added the quantity, right? So you can see here, this is the order quantity, and let me add that report here. And if you remember, one of the thing, like for quantity we have added one of the culture like in Arabic as well as the Hindi. So let me republish now, so that this value will be replaced with Hindi equivalent, right? So that's what we are going to see it right now. So I just publishing the report again, and let me show it to you once it is done. Okay, it is done. Now let's try to refresh it again. So right now we are in a language like English, so the settings will be, do not confuse with this settings. I mean, if you are not familiar with this language, do not change this, otherwise you will end up with not having proper reverting back, right? So I just choose Hindi here. So this is like you are viewing the entire page in your native language or whatever language you prefer. So you can see here, if you remember, we have made the perspective for this column as matra, that is in Hindi, so it has changed. So you can give the actual value whatever you prefer, that will be converted. So other things are also, basically it's trying to convert like hazar. These things are never given in what do you call in as a perspective, but these are something specific based on the language. Microsoft will automatically convert it, right? So but if you add each and every column based on what, for color, if you have some other value in Hindi in your local language, you can add it. But do remember that this does not change any of the values underlying data. It only changes the just a header, right? The metadata of it. For that it will translate. The underlying data will remain same. For that you need to have, if you want to see the data in Hindi or in your local language, you need to have your data in Hindi. That is the only way. I hope you are clear about the perspective. Let me revert back to English. I don't know much about Hindi. But I can manage. That's it. So this is what your culture is all about. Let's discuss about the what do you call the perspectives. So what is a perspective? As I said before, you want to view the different data here. The visual can be personalized by report readers, right? So basically you need to enable by page. Let's say there is something like personalization visual. So in the summary page I have enabled it, and in the page 2 I am disabling it. Okay, so I can convert this to simple chart right now without time intelligence, just a sales of it. I'll just put the bars like that. Okay, now once I publish this report, so if you see this icon enable, this visual can be personalized by the report readers. So I can able to choose, right, personalized visual, what can be published. I mean, what this visual can be used. What either I created two perspective there. One is customer, one other is a product. So users can able to choose here for this particular chart what perspective can be they can view. So let me publish it again. This is already published. Let me republish, so that the page 2 should not have the edit option or the perspective option. Is it done? Yes, it is. Okay, Let's refresh. Okay, there you go. So right now I can edit it, and you can see here what are the different ways I can able to choose this particular chart, right? So here, instead of choosing in this model, right, I can choose perspective or personalized visual. Basically, like once you create perspectives, you can see here the model, product, and customer. All these three options are available. So model is the entire model, and if you choose this product, right, so let's choose customer. So people can able to edit or choose only from list of columns that have been chosen in this customer field. Let me publish this report right now. Workspace, replace. Okay, there you go. Once you refresh this, there you go. So this page, end users can able to personalize from which they can use these columns, and then they can able to add other measures. Instead of quantity, they can use sales. If you remember, when we created the customer perspective, we choose few columns from the customer and one column from the dim date. So only these columns are available for the user. They can change, like they can change from gender, I think that is empty there. So and then they can add the sales amount here. Instead they can remove this. This is just like personalized view for them. This will not edit or remove the entire. Let's have a calendar here. See, so this will be saved or personalized visual for the end user. This will not be affected for entire other users. This is the whole new logic. So this is what the perspective is all about. This is not about the security or any other things. Basically, you are giving the subset of your model to the users to explore. This is the one of the real business intelligence future, like self-servicing BI. I hope you understand what is this perspective is. It does not restrict any data at all. It's kind of giving the user ability to change their visuals, and you have giving the subset of it. So which perspective for this page level you can able to restrict. This is what is all about perspective. So I will make a detailed video on the perspective once again. So this is comes under part of semantic model or model explorer, and I will try to create detailed video on this. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and comment below for queries. And do remember that data is your asset.